Right, folks, it is back. Chair League, Season 4, right? Yeah, Season 4. And we are in week 2. We took the first week off, but with me I am Synth Paradox. With me as always is my co-caster, New Type. How you doing, New Type?
Doing well. Well rested after that 1 week vacation. As you can see, I was diligently working on my tan. But we're back. We're back. It's crazy. It's going to be fun. We've got a Pro Division game here tonight between two teams, High Council and USC. Both teams are currently, I believe, 1-0 for the season, and it's gonna be make or break here tonight for somebody. Somebody's gonna get a blackened eye, and the 1-win streak will come to an end. But we'll find out who that will be as we progress through the matches. And just some background on these teams. High Council is actually a brand new team. Looking at the players, at least under their current tags, they have not played with any other chair league team, and initially formed the team under the name The High Council, and since dropped the unnecessary the. They're High Council.
They're a High Council now.
They're a High Council. Yes, they're a High Council, or maybe that is an adjective. So they are High Council. I can't tell if they are partaking in if they're partaking in some leafy substances, or if they are just on a higher elevation. We'll find out shortly here.
Yeah, I mean,
they're playing against USC, who actually have a record from season 3. They were 2-2, beating Gamma Squad twice and falling to Resting Butcherface and Lizard Wizards. So slightly more seasoned team, maybe a little more experience with playing together. We'll have to see how they perform against this sort of untested High Council.
Yeah, it should be an interesting. This is a best of 3 match. We are still trying to reach both teams here to make sure that they're in the rooms and ready to go here. We're getting close, but yeah, it should be pretty exciting here. As always, all the heroes are available to be picked. This is Chair League. We will be using the in-game drafting tool this time around. That should be exciting.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting one. We're going to have to see how that rolls out. I remember the old days where we had to have our own drafting tool, and we liked it. You damn kids don't know what you're talking about.
Yep, and that reminds me, I didn't actually get my overlays set up for the new drafting tool. Oops.
Oh.
So we're just going to be flying by the seat of our pants here. But yeah. And so, since Chair League Season 3, we've seen the release of Zul'jin, we've seen the release of Valera, we've seen the release of what was Ragnaros, I think.
Ragnaros, actually. I think we just missed Ragnaros at the tail end of the season. So yeah, it's been it's going to be interesting seeing how things have changed. I mean, in the HGC tournament that's been going on over the last couple of weeks, last 3 or 4 weeks here, you've seen absolutely rabid prioritization of Ragnaros. You've seen, a lot of people initially really enjoyed Lava Wave, really, were hyping up that ult, and you saw almost a complete 180 by the time HGC rolled around. Everyone was taking that Sulfurous Hammer. So there's a lot to be said about Ragnaros. Some people will say, "Oh, Imba, he's got all these super cool things that he can do." And I mean, everyone's got their opinion, but he's seeing almost 100% picks and bans in HGC, and I think that's pretty telling.
Yeah, I mean, They initially treated, if you read the blue posts about how we got a ton of Warcraft assassins all in a row, they initially had him as a specialist, and I can sort of see that.
I I have absolutely no idea why he is not marked as a specialist.
No, you know why? Because he does so much damage.
So does Nazebo. Nazebo does lots of damage.
Yeah, but it's yeah.
This is, I mean, it's not exactly an apples to apples argument, but like, I feel like if your character breaks the rules, like if your character just straight up breaks the rules of the game, they're a specialist.
There are no rules to this game. Come on now, you know.
Oh, there are rules. Win the objective, you should probably get a decent push off of it. If you get Ragnaros, you can lose the objective and completely ignore it, and stuff like that. He's a silly character.
Tis a silly place.
Let's not go there. So we hit the top of the hour here, and the clock is now ticking for one of our teams to check in and sign in. On the actual Chair League page, we did have a number of players, marked as signed in for this event, and we'll just see if we can't get in contact with those players.
Yep. So let's see here.
What else has been going on? How have you been, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you in a couple of months.
It really has been, hasn't it? I mean, with the holidays and
the general downtime.
Yeah.
But we'll be bringing the finest in Heroes of the Storm casting content back to our loyal viewers. Yes, all of the one of you that's out there. We'll be bringing the finest content that money can't buy.
Yeah, you can't buy this. This is not.
Oh, no.
This is free, baby.
The price of admission is just opening up your browser tab and going to twitch.tv/synthparadox. Trademark.
Trademark.
No. Trademark pending. But yeah, no, this should be good. USC last week beat Ganks R Us, and it looks like it was a pretty convincing win there. And High Council, let me check them real quick here. Last week beat Envenom, which is a team I'm not too familiar with. I don't know if they were another new team that's on the block or if it's just slipped under the radar. They won that match 2-0, so another solid, just solid, straightforward win there.
Yep. So we're just waiting.
Oh no! Here we go. So for those of you who aren't who have not been through this sort of waiting period before, and Venom bailed and we never got to play. Oh my god! So we just got.
We totally watched that game.
We totally. But so worst Ming Lee NA, who's one of the players for High Council, did get a chance to chime in there. So Venom bailed, which I don't want to point fingers here, Synth, and I don't want to make things out the way they aren't. But what would you say the match rate for Pro Division is of them actually getting off the ground and
oh my gosh, it's been
because we've done like what 70 or 80 games now. We've done a fair number of games,
a lot,
all over the gamut from placement division back when that was a thing, all the way up to Pro Division. And I'll tell you now, if I had to take the ratio of games that were supposed to happen versus games that happened, Pro Division probably had one of the worst ratios where teams just decided not to show up. So maybe somebody just had a quick minor emergency. Who knows? But we'll see. Hopefully that won't be the case here tonight.
Alrighty. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. It looks like we're gonna be. Sorry, 1 second.
So yeah, we're getting the lobby set up right now, and while Synth does all the hard work, I'm just gonna yammer here about the beer that I'm drinking. So tonight, I've decided to completely erase my workout from the day with a Bavarian Dunkel by Leinenkugel. I do like the Dunkel. It's good. It's a good style of beer. It's tasty and not too in your face. But it looks like our first map for the evening is going to be Towers of Doom. And Synth, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to figure out exactly who had the pick on this map.
So the map pick was USC, and so the first pick, first ban will be High Council.
Interesting.
And
so USC just really favors this map, just from the stats that I do have on hand of them. They have played this map more than any other map in Chair League, and have a very substantial win rate on this map in situations where they have picked the map. They've won it 88% of the time. So, or excuse me, in situations where they pick the map, they've won 63% of the time, and have just an overall win rate of 75% on the map. So, very strong map for USC, and we'll just have to see how High Council adapts to accommodate here.
Yep. So we're gonna get this show on the road here shortly. Just waiting on one more here. And let's, yeah, like I said, flying by the seat of our pants here. We're gonna go ahead and make sure both teams are set up right. Looks good.
All right, yeah, no, I see a bunch of people in the lobby, and yeah, we'll have to see. So welcome, folks. We're going to be getting underway here shortly. My name is New Type, and we're here at Synth Paradox's channel watching Chair League, the Heroes of the Storm amateur scene. We've got 4 divisions here in Chair League. Division 3, which is sort of your basic beginner's starter division. All the way up, going from Division 2 to Division 1, up to the Pro Division, which currently is only about 50 teams, if I'm not mistaken, representing sort of the cream of the crop of the amateur scene. And we've seen players, go from Pro Division, go all the way up into HGC Open, going into the HGC. I mean, there's a lot of names that I recall and remember getting a start out here. So, if this is your first time watching us, feel free to click the follow button if you like what we're saying. And we do this usually once or twice a week here during the actual seasons. But looks like we're going to be getting this party started here, and it's going to be blue team banning first on Towers of Doom.
Yeah, I think this is set up right. We'll see.
So. As all the players sort of hop in here, looks like we're still waiting for some of them. So let's talk about Towers of Doom, my friend. So Let's talk about this map. One of those key features of this map is that periodically a set of altars from anywhere between 1 to 3 will spawn on the map. You have to take time channeling one of these altars, and those altars, depending on factors on the map, will do damage directly to your opponent's core. It's the only way to do damage to your opponent's core. We see a Tassadar base coming out from, I believe that is High Council on my left here in the blue. And Tassadar's been getting banned pretty frequently in HGC, and I'm curious to see how his rework affects his prioritization. High Council, wanting none of that to begin with, decides to just get him early in.
So running kind of low on time here on Tower's side, or on USC side, and Dahaka is banned. Oh, that's an interesting one.
I think that's a good call. There's a lot of bushes around each of the altar spawn areas, and having a high mobility global hero is very, very beneficial on this map. It lets you get that. It lets you get there in time to interrupt. It lets you get there in time to channel early. It gives you a lot of options. Dahaka is such a strong off tank that he can fit in practically any composition. And we were talking about him. We were hyping him up. We were not taking bets on whether he would get picked because it was so one-sided. It was ridiculous. But Ragnaros, our boy Ragnaros, is picked up by High Council. And we'll just have to see how USC adapts to this change. This is their map. They picked this map, and let's see what that plan.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit. We've been messing with Skype a little bit, and it's damn it, Skype, always
It just doesn't like me.
Yeah.
Vala and Malfurion picked up by USC. I think Malfurion is a good denial. You do not want to be able to chain together, Malfurion Roots and Sulfurous Smash.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Any sort of lockdown that to further get value out of that ult is it's desirable. So taking Malf away is good. Oh boy, the Wombo combos. So we have Zeratul as well picked up by Sour, and that is going to make it super, super dangerous to set up and knock down anybody on the members of USC. Drop prison, getting 2 or 3 people, and then immediately nuking it with Sulfurous Smash. Hopefully now we have made a quick hop here to change some of our audio, and hopefully that's got it together. Brightwing is banned by USC, further limiting the globals and choking out some of the supports here. What are your thoughts, Synth?
Ooh, okay, so besides all that technical manipulation here.
We did a lot of juggling while I was just talking there.
Okay, so I haven't really had a chance to take a look here, but they are really targeting the globals here on USC side. I think they have a bit of a strategy. I think it might be a bit of a 3-lane control strategy, and maybe like a rotating, a 4-1 strategy, because that's really where banning out the globals means that a 4-1 can actually work very well. Mm-hmm. So that's really interesting. Oh, we got a dodge. Uh-oh. Well, that is one downside of this this drafting tool, I suppose, is
someone DC'd.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, the good news is I kind of have written down what the back and forth was, so we should be able to hopefully get that going again. But we may want to, this ain't Team League. That ain't Falco. So it looks like USC is having some internet issues, and it's going to be up to them to get that going there. But so we got a chance though to see what the teams are sort of planning there. The Ragnaros pick and the Zeratul pick, that is like the mother of all Wombo combos waiting to happen. As I pointed out, you get the Void Prison, you drop it on 2 or 3 critical people, squishy people, backliners hopefully, and he drops Sulfurous Smash right onto the mix of them just as Void Prison finishes up and the heroes become active again.
Yeah.
So that shows a lot of presumed coordination from High Council. They are anticipating being able to pull that combo off, but they have got to make that combo work.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the things about Towers of Doom is because there's never any destroyed towers, forts rather, you actually don't, you lose the benefit for that Ragnos can do that offensive,
sort of the aggressive molten core. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have an external draft. Well, it's been a while, but I suppose we might be able to.
All right, let's see what I can do here. I'm not ready for this.
Yeah. So it's up to me to for some more product placement.
All right. Do you actually still have the Do you still have the picks from?
I have them. Some of them written down, and most of them in my.
Okay.
That's not tea time, though.
That's not tea time. All right, we swear this is gonna get off the ground here. Let's see here. Manually do 2 bands. All right. I am gonna go ahead and get.
We're gonna do this the old school way, buddy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, they're requesting that we remove him. There we go. Oh boy, we are going old school. God help us all. All right.
Yeah, we're going Heroes Draft.
Oh snap!
That is old school. All right, let's see if I still have my shit together for this.
All right. See. So first ban was Tassadar, and the reply ban from USC was Dahaka. The first pick from High Council was Ragnaros, and the follow-up picks from USC were Malfurion and Vala. The second set of bans from High Council were, let's see, I believe it was Artanis who was banned.
There we go. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So on the fly.
And second ban from USC was Brightwing as well. So we want to make sure that things proceed according to the script. There's Vala. There's Malfurion. Yes. Good. High Council should be picking. Let's see, who are their other 2 picks now? This is where I'm gonna get fuzzy. It was Zeratul and Tychus.
All right.
Oh my god! Look at these draft predictions. I'm a god.
It's almost like you've been here before.
Oh man, I like you just can't fake this, kids. This is years of experience and note taking. Got a giant green notebook full of notes.
All right, second ban was Brightwing.
And then I believe it was Artanis who was banned, and I think that's when we lost everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make this shit up. Except when you do.
Oh, okay. Are they gonna go into their? I'm surprised they went into their
their reserve time pool. I think have they forgotten who they actually picked. Yeah, this is a shocker. Yeah, Brightwing was second banned. Correct.
All right.
Are they defying my prediction? There it is. Okay. And I believe it was Artanis from High Council. Correct. All right. Here we go. Back on track. And now suddenly my predictions will take a huge nosedive. But I think I'll still be above 50%.
Well, who's their solo laner?
So we're still lacking a tank from USC.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one picked up in this round to kind of help stifle High Council. High Council is still lacking support, still lacking tank. USC with the support in Malfurion, having also banned Brightwing and Tassadar also being off the table. So we see Varian picked up.
Do you think it's going to be Taunt Varian?
No, it is 100% Taunt Varian. So this is the new hotness. Since we've been away, things have really changed. I remember when Varian was just... he was a damage dealer. He jumped in, he made a loud noise, the dog, and then he killed somebody. Now he runs in and does a sexy dance, and they have to attack him because it's too much.
He draws somebody's attention. And I think it silences them if I'm not mistaken. Taunt.
I believe it functions as a silence, even if it technically isn't. I know you have to auto attack him. So there's Thrall as the potential solo laner. He'll be dancing with Ragnaros in the early game there. So this combination that we're going to see. So we've seen 2 combos, one from High Council, one from USC. USC is going to be able to replicate theirs more frequently. High Council's potentially could be more dangerous.
Yeah.
We see the Zeratul, Ragnaros, Void Prison, Sulfurous Smash, and we see ETC being hovered as well.
Oh, ETC is dangerous.
That further empowers Sulfurous Smash with a potential Mosh Pit, with a potential stage dive. But Varian and Malfurion, I want to go back to them really quick. Taunt Varian can lock someone in super fast, keep them pinned for like 2.5 seconds, and Malfurion dropping roots underneath that target further hinders their movement and escape potential. So Varian can absolutely nuke somebody if he decides to. I'd love to see some burst damage, some dedicated burst damage from USC to round out their composition, or potentially a second further lockdown tank to help support Varian in the early game. High Council goes with ETC, and they're hovering Ariel for their final pick. I don't know if I agree with Ariel. The lack of cleanse is going to make things very difficult against the various roots and stuns that are going to be on hand with Varian.
This is for sure. But you know what, though? The Aegis. The Aegis is very important for the taunt target.
You are correct. You are correct.
I mean, it's an instant...
I'm just worried about all the other lockdown that's available. Thrall has a root. The fifth pick of USC is yet to be revealed. Like I said, I'd like to see burst damage, or I'd like to see another frontliner. Well, I guess they have Thrall already. That makes sense. I'd like to see burst damage.
Li Ming probably. Oh, no.
They hover Muradin.
Okay. Wow. So are they not gonna? All right.
You know what that is?
What's
they
that?
have no answer for Mosh Pit.
Ah, okay.
They had Vala potentially could take Reign of Vengeance. Malfurion could take Twilight Dream. But that's essentially it. If Varian goes in too deep with a charge to try and interrupt, he'll just end up dancing. I don't know if I 100% agree with this. Varian may actually be going for a non-taunt build. Who knows? But I've seen a lot of combination with Taunt Varian and Malfurion lately. They just picked 2 tanks into Tychus, which I think is absolutely bananas. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out for USC and High Council here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I mean, I started predicting a 4-1 split for USC, rotating 4-1 gank squad.
Well, they have a boatload of lockdown. Muradin, Varian, and Malfurion. They have a lot of people with names ending in N.
Just like days ending in Y.
It's the new N name meta. So you got to end your name with N, and you're apparently terrifying when it comes to rotations.
Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, you're absolutely right on the front of lockdowns. My question is, are we going to see Earthquake?
Oh boy, I mean, Earthquake's been dialed back slightly since it was popular, about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think you will. I think you'll see Earthquake here. You may see Give Him the Axe on Muradin and Skullcracker. You may see a more DPS oriented Muradin. If Varian is indeed going to be the main tank. We may see Varian go for the Colossus Smash build. Like I mentioned, I would have liked to see burst damage, and Colossus Smash can absolutely apply that, or assist in applying that, if that's the route that Varian decides to take. Going on to the side of High Council, we talked about just how much potential their team has for wombo combos. I mean, they have Tychus fighting 3 heavy frontline melee or war. Thrall, officially an assassin, but we have Ragnaros, who actually gets a lot of benefit off of his Sulfurous Hammer, his Q ability, when a lot of enemies are stacked together or close together. He gets a lot of splash damage, lots of self-healing. ETC, that's 3 frontline melee guys who all potentially could get hit by Power Slide, who all potentially could be influenced by a Mosh Pit. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to see. Yeah,
this should be interesting. Now, this map does allow for multiple split fights. I mean, over the towers, you will get those 3-on-4s, 2-on-3s. So they may be accounting for that, but that's the thing, though. Tychus is always going to be getting value out of, or they're going to get. High Council is always going to be getting value out of Tychus.
Both teams have respectable poke. You know, Malfurion with Moonfire, Vala with her Q and W, Tychus with his grenade, Ragnaros has plenty of poking abilities. So let's get down to business here. In the blue team, on the left-hand side here, playing for High Council, we have Soiree on Zeratul, we have Jazz on ETC, we've got Perfection on Ariel, and Grugral, on Ragnaros, and Wax on Tychus. And in the red corner on the right-hand side of the map, we've got Team USC, we've got Viridian on Thrall, we've got Tom subbing in on the Muradin, we've got Apocalypse on Varian, Soul Reaper on Vala, and in terms of on Malfurion.
All right, so our traditional esports in the middle here.
And we're back. We are officially back.
Yeah, if you are not familiar, and if you're already watching this, you should know that we are on twitch.tv/synthparadox. You wouldn't be here if you didn't know that.
So a couple of things real quick here. Just taking a peek at the talents. We're seeing Lion's Maw from Varian, which could signal a Colossus Smash build. We're seeing also Moonburn from Malf, looking to do extra damage to mercs and minions with that Moonfire. Classic stuff from High Council as well. Swift Sweep, Block Party. We're seeing Sulfurous Hungers and Press the Advantage from Tychus, so extra range after using his E ability, extra range on his basic auto attacks.
Yeah, and so they went and sniped Vala out of mid lane there, and that is a bit of a danger here with the ETC Zeratul combo. That's always a very dangerous combo to with the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
But
nice little grab there for High Council, getting themselves a little extra XP, about a third of a level there, and they're going to be pushing their way towards level 4 with USC. Kind of, not struggling to catch up, but they've got to do something before the first altar phase.
Mm-hmm. So this first altar phase will be even on both sides here. That's fine. We're gonna see some see who gets the third tower, but honestly, this early on, the 2-1, whoever gets the 1, that's not really indicative of who's gonna win. We're seeing High Council posture around the bottom tower here, and then USC is actually going to go safe and get their guaranteed 1 here first. So it looks like they're actually not even going to challenge the bottom. They're just going to grab their own.
Soul Reaper actually face-checking a bush. Does manage to sneak away, but Jazz is in pursuit, really chunking out that Vala, and Soul Reaper is going to have to retreat.
Absolutely. Excuse me. So yeah, a lot of just harassment going on at top. Pretty even there, and mid is what would you say? Is this a 4-1? Is this the rotating 3 with 1 anchor? How would you...
Are we talking about USC?
Both. But oh my gosh, they were bushing it real hard there.
Mm-hmm. Jazz with an excellent ambush there, picks up Vala yet again in terms of sneaking away with just 30 hit points. Does try and heal Apocalypse, but it actually costs both of their lives. It's a huge pickup for High Council. Now a full level ahead here. They're looking to pick up the Pumpkin Zappers on USC side of the map, and they're going to do so promptly here.
Yeah, that was a very dangerous rotation. And a very, very risky but well calculated bush by High Council there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to go ahead and pick up one of the towers as a response, and they're going to pick up their own Pumpkin Sappers to hopefully down the other tower. But USC is going to go ahead and rotate down to defend against that, and unless they want to push that lane exclusively, they're going to have to... I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
So, taking a peek at the talents here, we have level 7 picked up from High Council. Again, pretty standard stuff for High Council. We're seeing Hand of Ragnaros, so looking to take advantage of those multiple melee heroes, reducing the cooldown on his Q ability for every hero that's hit. And we see Red Team continuing to get pressured here High Council really laying into them in the bot lane. Picks up Muradin, of all people. Not a hero you expect to, to lose this early in the game.
Yep, and High Council is really posturing to be aggressive here on the pickups, but with Zeratul at half health and ETC at 3/4, they might not be able to pick this up unless they do a very aggressive invade here, which they are.
They're still short Muradin. They got to be careful with that. Apocalypse going in. Viridian also going in just a little too far, and they do pick up the Thrall kill. That's actually a 4 for nothing, as the members of USC absolutely evaporate under the fire from High Council, and they're going to collect both. They're going to collect those altars there, and yeah, that's a commanding lead so far for High Council, knocking on the door of level 10, as USC only just barely coming out of level 7 here.
Yeah, so everyone's coming back here a little bit. At least they're all coming back at once, but it's gonna.
Sorry,
yeah,
go ahead, mate.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be very careful. USC is gonna have to be very careful here with level 10s picked up from High Council. It would be suicide to try to engage any members of High Council. So just they're just being on the lookout for Zeratul at this point, and making sure that they're not caught out. And
you have to, this is 100% passive time. You cannot afford to fight anybody here if you're USC. We are seeing, as we talked about, Sulfurous Smash and Void Prison from the Ragnaros and Zeratul players, respectively. So do look for those wombo combos. I think we are going to see a Colossus Smash variant. Victory Rush picked up at 7, Warbringer at 4. And there's the first Void Prison. Huge wombo combo absolutely deletes Malfurion. And that's what we were talking about, man. We got the Stage Dive and Sulfurous Smash to collect that kill and subsequently collect the score.
Yep. And that's the danger here. Even with level 10s picked up, you're at very much of a disadvantage, even with your tower and your fort there. It was very hard for them to defend, and they're desperately trying to get 10s right now.
They have almost zero chance of contesting both of these altars. They're still a half level away from level 10. They're looking at it in terms of is just looking to spot the enemy and potentially interrupt at the altar. Perfection in position just outside of Malfurion's range. So they'll be able to channel that altar lickety-split with no interruptions. And that is 10? Is that a full 10 going on?
I think did they manage to get the bottom keep or fort, whatever?
I just missed it. I couldn't tell. But yeah, it was a full 10. I'm looking at the replay now. It was 24, now it's down to 14, now it's down to 10. High Council in a commanding lead right now. And it's going to require some absolutely on-the-money play from USC to maintain a huge team fight in mid here. Ults dropped left and right. We do see Viridian move in on Wax and almost take him down on the Tychus. But they do manage to collect a pair. ETC and Ragnaros are brought down at the expense of one Muradin. Perfection low as well. 150 hit points, just barely missed by Soul Reaper, but a nice Void Prison to disengage that fight does buy the surviving members of High Council some time.
Yeah, and this is what you do. You pick up 2 members of the opponent team. You basically struggle. I mean, you need some XP, and what's the easiest way is to pick up some sappers.
Sappers, walk them in. They've got to walk them in here. You've got to go ham. You've got a slight advantage. The death timers are still short. The 5 members of High Council are up and are moving into position in bot lane here. And, it's going to be a Royal Rumble here in bot lane as the next altar is spawning yet again. It's going to be about 20 seconds off here. And both teams are going to look to manage these pumpkin sappers first and then take the team fight.
Yeah, just a note, Taunt was picked up for Varian. So
Taunt was picked up. I'll be danged.
But, oh my gosh, an early ult coming out of Tychus here. They are looking to defend this with all their might and just pick up some kills as soon as they can. And so the charge going in from Varian.
Yeah, Varian just in too deep. Does get picked up by in terms of does steal him and get him out of there. But Malfurion goes in, probably looking for Twilight Dream. But that was still 8 seconds away on cooldown. It's a bloodbath back and forth. Varian is dropped, as is Zeratul, but it is going to be High Council that finish this channel, as USC once again has to back off and lick their wounds.
Yeah, so this isn't the end of the game just yet, but the next altar spawn may be the end of the game here with the commanding lead. 13's picked up for High Council. They're going to go ahead and pick up the top sapper camp, as they should be. And they're actually surprisingly not going to pick up a fort as a response, because the top sapper camp still has both the wall and the 2 towers. So they might just bring down that forward wall. But USC still has to be very careful. 13's just barely picked up here. They're going to be able to contest a little bit, but not without a full team. Thrall is out of position.
I think Thrall's looking for a flank with Earthquake, but the High Council does not want to take the team fight. They don't want to throw a lead that they've worked so hard to cultivate here, and they're just going to go to the bot lane. They are looking potentially for
they're doing a blush
type pumpkin tappers, but Soiree with the spotting, and it's a Chinese bush meta. Soiree with an excellent Void Prison, and we see the combo fly in again. A humongous Sulfur Smash absolutely demolishes Malfurion, killing him before he can pop Twilight Dream. And it's another absolutely devastating team fight in favor of High Council.
Ooh, yeah, 2 down. That is not the death of USC just yet, but this is very scary. The death timer is not long enough to be.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy.
this may spell the end, unless USC can grab 2 of the 3, which they are back up. Only Crystal Aegis is up for High Council.
True. Twilight Dream was actually interrupted, by Malfurion dying, so he technically still has it for use in this team fight. But Soiree does scout out does manage to sneak away, get some damage in. Both teams fighting in top lane. Tychus does get the bottom channel, and this is it. This is the last stand for USC here, as blue team is consolidating in this upper left altar. They do catch Zeratul. Soiree taking a lot of damage, but a magnificent Sulfurous Smash absolutely detonates Malfurion. And I think that is it. Grugral gets the channel on the left altar and puts this one to bed at 12 minutes 35 seconds. That's a win for High Council.
Whew. Quite a match there. So
let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's. Where do we start here?
So a lot of times, at least 3 times, Malfurion was killed trying to get in a position for Twilight Dream, but not actually getting the opportunity to use it. And I think that's, while it's not the beginning or the end of these team fights, it's a critical part of those team fights. And then when you have the Wombo combo from Zeratul, from Ragnaros, from ETC, I feel like you sub out the Varian and you put in Tyrael.
Mm-hmm.
You know that combo is coming. You know or you sub out the Muradin and you go for Tyrael. Whoever you want to not be your main tank, you sub them out, you put Tyrael in, and you just use him for Sanctification. You see that Void Prison, you hustle over there and you drop that Sanctification. So many of those team fights were won with that combination that was so excellently performed by Soiree and Grugral of High Council. Those two really were just absolutely devastating the back line of USC.
Yeah, it was crazy. There was a lot of isolated kills. There was a lot of hero isolation. I noticed Avala was targeted first, and there was not really an answer to that. Soul Reaper, unfortunately, was either pushed out early on during the team fights, or just outright killed, and it was not really a good situation for USC to be in those circumstances. And Void Prison actually doing a great job of isolating and making and cutting off the escapes. I don't know if you saw a couple of those with the ETC stage dive follow up. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Really, really showing how those heroes should be played together. Saure, Jazz, Rugrol. Not to downplay, Wax and Perfection from High Council, but those three in tandem were really the linchpin of the team fights for High Council, and it showed. They really, really were winning those team fights decisively.
Yes. So I am setting up.
So while we get the teams. So per our format, the original home team, which was High Council, I believe, is now. Let me just double check. Is now going to be. It's been so long, man. I've forgotten everything. We have to pick the map. We have to pick out who's picking and banning first, and we may have to do another third-party draft. Do you think?
I don't know. I think I should be able to do this.
Nice. So just to talk about what you can, what other options you might have to deal with that. Potentially taking scouting drone at level 1 as Malfurion might give you a better early warning of when Zeratul is going to go in, where Zeratul is lurking to wail on your team. But it's difficult to to deal with when it's executed properly. And we saw some really, really good play out of High Council there.
Absolutely, it was crazy. All right, I'm just trying to get the lobby set up here. The next match is going to be played on Inferno Shrines. This is game 2 of a best of 3.
It's an old favorite.
It really is. I want to make sure everything is. Pop that. Who's on what now? Wait. Okay. There we go. That's better. Is that better?
I'm just gonna say yes. Yes, it is better.
Let's see here, making sure everyone's on point here.
So once again, thank you everyone for dropping by. We always appreciate having folks here to watch these games with us and enjoy these games with us. So feel free to leave any comments in the Twitch chat. I'm trying to read them as we go through here, and if you've got any questions about what the heck's going on, and there's a lot of lightning in High Council. What rank is lightning?
And then a pleb portrait for perfection.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Name that meme. What rank is lightning rank? They it's electric. Woogie. And so we'll have to see. USC's got to do some adapting to. It's gonna have to do some adapting to make up for that. That was their map pick. That was their primo choice. So we'll have to see how they manage on
Infernal Shrines.
On Infernal Shrines on a different map. So
predictions.
Do you ban Rag? I feel like you ban Rag.
I think you have to respect ban Rag.
I think you have to either ban Rag or ban Zeratul.
Or ban ETC. Actually, no, ETC. Although on this one...
well, you still get first pick. Apocalypse, not Apocalypse, but the members of, USC may want to play Ragnaros. They may just want to take them off the table. When you're first ban, you don't want to necessarily take away the strongest hero.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take away the second strongest hero and force your opponents to either deal with that or they ban the Haka. Okay, the Haka I think is a good call on this map for very similar reasons to the first map that we had talked about. There's the Rag ban. So no Ragnaros this time, no Sulfurous Smash, but how's USC going to respond?
That makes sense. I mean, on this particular map, you want wave clear. This is wave clear 101, and Dahaka has both the flanking ability and the wave clear to do the objectives. Frankly, so that ban on Dahaka was very strategic. If they're not going to play him, they better ban him. And
USC going all in with the Sylvanas pick. When they win the Immortal, they want to not the Immortal. When they win the Punisher, they want to win it.
Yeah. So this is a value pick. If Sylvanas does not, if they don't win the Punishers here, they're not going to get a lot of value out of Sylvanas. So this is a win more pick.
Yeah, she's good in team fights. She's good at the shrines, but generally, what she can do, Vala can do better. And we see a Tassadar Vala. This is like 2 months, 3 months back. This is an absolutely devastating combo with Tassadar covering one of Vala's biggest issues, her meager health pool, with a pretty substantial shield. So the members of High Council really showing that they know the synergies between heroes. I think that's one thing that we can take away from this broadcast is understanding the synergies between heroes and how to play them. And High Council has been just putting on a masterclass of doing that. We see Malfurion and ETC picked up by USC. I like taking away the support and the tank at this point in the draft. It lets us proceed into the ban phase with a bit of a choke on High Council.
And speaking of chokes, Malfurion is a great choke hero. I mean, his E on such a short cooldown is literally the definition of a choke. And especially during these objective phases, you know where the other team is. You know where they're coming in. If you beat them to the objective, you have a very effective lockdown, especially pairing ETC with that. You can either engage with ETC, stun them, and then drop an E right under them, and then now they're rooted. And Tassadar has to be ready to go with those shields. I mean, if Tassadar doesn't put that shield up, they're dead.
Since he's been reworked, the cooldown on the shield is a bit longer, but the shield you actually receive is a bit bigger. Charism is banned by USC. So we saw Zarya banned by High Council and Charism banned by USC. I'm trying to think
question for you.
Is this gonna be a donger?
Are we gonna see Cho'Gall on the side of USC?
No freaking way. No freaking way.
I mean, I would be shocked and appalled, but the potential's there. Okay.
So there's Ariel and Varian picked up. All right. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is going to be Taunt Varian, main tanking for High Council. Ariel is a good pickup as well to support Vala. I mean, this is the soiree show. Shields on Vala, pretty princess crown on Vala, like she's going to be the belle of the ball for this match for High Council, unless they come out with like a crazy 11th hour pick, like I don't know. I think they're out of. Oh, there's the donger. Called it.
Okay, all right. So we got the Storm Rage brothers here on the side of USC. That is interesting. Illidan is extremely good at the objective on this map. His self-heal basically makes it so that if you leave him alone and do the team fight, outside of the main area, he basically solos the entire camp or the entire objective. And Sonya also extremely good.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's good to see Sonya back. I am a big long time fan of Sonya, but I've been very sad of late with her being kind of in the dumpster. But that Illidan feels. I'll be completely honest, man. That Illidan feels a little bit out of place for me. and I can't help but wonder if that was a denial, that USC was worried about High Council kind of flashing the Vala, but actually going with Illidan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's going to be Tassadar, and it's going to be Tassadar Vala. Oh, okay, so we'll just deal with Tassadar Vala. But actually, it's Tassadar Illidan. I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. But we'll have to see. I'm curious to see how he's going to play in. I'm worried about Illidan into Varian. Varian has multiple lockdowns that really make the day terrible for Illidan. And Sonya has been a sizable counter for Illidan since the early days.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get down to business here. In the blue corner, playing for Team High Council, currently up in the series 1-0. We've got Soiree on the Vala. Keep an eye on them. Grugral on Sonya. Jazz on Varian. Perfection again on the Ariel. And Wax on Tassadar. And in the red corner here on the right-hand side, looking to get make some headway in this series is USC. We've got Viridian on Li Ming in terms of on Malfurion, Apocalypse now on Sylvanas, Tom on ETC, and Soul Reaper on Illidan.
Yep, and no esports. We were promised esports.
We were promised esports, darn it. And it looks like they're just going to posture, wait for these minion lines to crash together, and commence the wave clearing. Slightly in favor of USC. They do have, Malfurion. They do have Sylvanas.
And Li Ming. Oh my god, Li Ming landing 2 sets of magic missiles right onto Soiree. And chunking her for like 3/4 of her health. So she has to be...
Perfection just struggling now to get Vala back up to snuff. And the rotations continue with Tom praying really aggressively here, getting all up in Jazz's face.
Yeah, Tom actually doing a great job of using the W right as the charge comes in and actually bouncing him back. It's like hitting a brick wall and bouncing right back there. And that's actually a really good defense against that charge.
Yes. So far, slight edge to USC. Soul Reaper and Grugral are at the top lane, duking it out fairly even there as well. Both these heroes with their own means of self-sustain. Both these heroes dangerous in the melee, so very evenly matched. I do think Sonya has slightly better wave clear, and I think in a straight-up like one-on-one fight, she does edge out Illidan. But Shrine is activating in 5 seconds in the bottom lane, and we'll have to see what type of Punisher this ends up being. It looks like it's going to be a Frozen Punisher starting off here. And you can always tell from the gem at the top of the Shrine. So Tom in position, but the first set of minions do go to High Council. And we are going to rumble down here as both teams start moving into the territory. Wax getting huge value out of Oracle, getting that vision, keeping the members of USC revealed as they fight each other. Tom taking a lot of damage there from Grugral, does manage to hustle out as Soul Reaper moves into position to help deal with Jazz, and it is a slight advantage to High Council currently as they move out to soak level 4, which has been claimed by USC.
Yeah, and Viridian doing a great job on Li Ming, just hitting those key people, chunking Wax for almost all of Tassadar's HP there. Just, I don't know if accidentally, obviously it's on purpose, clearly, but Viridian's just magical with her aim. I mean, she's just doing really well hitting those. And
I'll tell you, a huge combo on a Perfection, and that may be a kill. That's a big one there. Critical advantage.
And the resets.
USC getting the triple. Oh, baby. And that is going to be a Punisher for USC.
Yeah, USC really using the, like I said, the chokes from Malfurion. This is the map that chokes come in handy, and they're going to try to push and try to take down this fort with Illidan, with Sylvanas disabling the fort. They are going to get a lot of value here, and High Council has to be extremely. Oh my gosh! Look at how much health is left on that Punisher.
This is true. My only concern is they are missing out on a bit of soak elsewhere, but they're 2 levels ahead. At this point, I almost feel like they don't care. They're actually attacking keep structures here. USC, the Sylvanas gamble looks like it is paying off so far. as we're about to get keep towers, and the Punisher has not even gone down yet.
Yeah, the Punisher is just doing a number on this structure. Oh my gosh, and Illidan is just left to his devices, and he's taking down, like... that's
a fifth of the health. That's a fifth of the keep health.
That's almost half.
Continues. The fight continues as USC continues to engage. They pull out now, having done half of a keep health in the first Punisher phase. So this is going 100% to according to plan for USC. They are getting everything they want so far in the early games here. They got the Punisher. They got the structure advantage. They have a full level lead. They are practically 2 levels ahead, actually. And you know, they're got to be feeling good right now.
Yeah, they actually had to pull Sonya back from her lane in order to help defend, because you needed all 5 on that. And Sylvanas, the Sylvanas value. Let's talk about that.
It's absurd right now. Sylvanas representing almost, I would say, almost a full half of the push potential for USC.
She has done 38k siege damage. Let me point that out to you real quick.
Yes, she has. And so my joking estimate is almost accurate. So USC, wow. USC kicking it into high gear, that shaking the you know, getting all warmed up after that last game. It looks like they've come out to play now, and we got ourselves a match as USC continues to dominate the board, picking up level 9 as High Council just barely coming into level 7.
Yeah, but they are looking for an invade here. This is an aggressive invade. It's a 4-on-3, but Tom doing a great job of just blocking. But Jazz does come in and steal that camp. That's not going to be a successful camp.
Very nice. You know, sometimes you're not going to win them all. See, and sometimes keeping your lead is more critical than just, you know, losing a Merc camp. And, you know, you lose 1 or 2 heroes there, suddenly that big level lead isn't there anymore. Suddenly you don't have 5 players for this this Shrine phase. And I feel like at this point, if you're USC, you play the patient game, you soak the 10, and then you force your way in. We do see them doing exactly that as Soul Reaper soaks in mid lane, and there's level 10. Expected disengagement from High Council promptly.
High Council was watching that XP bar very nervously, and they were trying desperately to get as close to 40 as possible, but they know when they're beat. So they're giving up this this Punisher, but they have to be very careful. The Apocalypse on Sylvanas is going to get a lot of value again out of this Punisher if they're not careful. And this being an Arcane Punisher, those noodles, man. Those noodles are...
Yeah, the laser noodles. Oh, we haven't talked about laser noodles in so long. They're mean. They are mean, and we see, yep, you're reading it correctly, Mosh Pit from ETC, along with Metamorphosis, Wailing Arrow. We'll see if Malfurion can get some better value out of Twilight Green and Waving Force as well. Level 10, still a full level away for High Council, as Red Team is really just rocking, stocking robots running across this map here, getting just the absurd Sylvanas value.
Yeah, so they're going to start taking down this this keep as well. They might actually take down this keep. They've got the damage
at this point. There's still no level 10s for High Council. They are busy dealing with this Punisher, dancing around this Punisher, and that is a keep for USC at the 8-minute mark. That is absolutely absurd. They are playing an excellent game on this map here. Every member I feel doing their job. Every member I feel doing their job excellently. Illidan is getting the damage in. He's nuking down those buildings. Sylvanas locking them up, making sure that the pushes are enabled. You know, Tom with the zoning, and Malfurion with the heals, and also the zoning from the Entangling Roots.
Yeah, this is not the same USC you saw last game.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go in.
Check them for ringers.
Oh my gosh. Illidan diving deep. And
they still don't have level 10. They still don't have level 10. I mean, they're really close. High Council is really close to level 10. And USC, I feel, does realize this. They catch 2.
Varian and Sonya dangerously low following that mosh pit, and that's 2 for nothing picked up there at a critical moment where level 10 is just barely in the reach of High Council. Level 13 coming up and momentarily here for USC.
Yeah, Illidan diving really aggressively. Oh my gosh.
Soul Reaper just he forgot that there is actually a retreat button.
Yep.
And they're whacking at the core. The members of High Council now back up with their ultimate abilities, so it's time to run away. But great orb from Viridian. I mean, you've been singing their praise all early game, but they've been continue to do well.
Yep.
Tom is going to go down as a result of that variant taunt, but it is totally worth it here. He's going to be a bit late to this shrine, but you have Camp pushing middle, you have Catapults pushing bottom and middle. Like,
and you have Tastar struggling to defend against.
He can't. He's taking too much damage. He's got to hustle.
So wow, that is nuts here. So the Merc camp at top doing a little bit of damage to the fort, not even the keep, the fort at top to USC. So that wasn't really much value, and Winions, man. Winions might win them the game here.
Yeah, I mean, the clock is ticking for High Council. They have got to start, they've got to win team fights. They got to put pressure on the map, or those lanes are just going to push themselves to victory here. And mid lane is already in a dangerous situation, already pushed all the way up to keep.
Yeah.
And, Tom's back in the engagement. So that kill on ETC really didn't gain them anything in terms of, getting to the Punisher earlier or getting more value out of the Punisher. USC still continuing to dominate the shrines here.
They caught Viridian a little bit out, but she escaped, no problem there.
Another wonderful mosh does get interrupted by Rain of Vengeance, but it is enough. A kill is secured onto Ariel, and it is a counter kill on Li Ming, but it's a 2-for-1 currently with Jazz dangerously low. Soul Reaper cleans that one up, and it is a 3-for-1, losing only the Li Ming as Grugal continues to go in, getting shields and healing off of that whirlwind, but it's a little bit too much. And Wax is now in a dangerous position, has to hustle away, pop that dimensional shift to escape. And this is actually a money situation for USC. They can afford to just shred these structures, bring them down as low as they want, and Illidan is just going to... I want to see him just sit at 39 of 40.
Yeah.
I want to see just 39 of 40.
Well, what did I say about Illidan? Just leave him alone in the in the objective, and he'll do his job while the other team...
You called it, mate. So we do see them pop the Punisher almost immediately. And, I mean, there's no wall here at this fort. If any member of High Council comes up, they're going to get pounced immediately. And they're going to be defending from the keep yet again.
Yeah. They're trying to bush it a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be a successful strategy here, because you know where USC is going, straight down the line there. Yeah. How do you defend against this? They have 16s.
Yeah, it's a humongous power spike with Cold Embrace coming from Sylvanas, so she became super dangerous in the team fights. But she does get one up from the flank. Actually, kind of a I don't want to say misplay, but a great engagement there from High Council. But is it enough? They do clean up the entirety of USC, demolishing them.
That's what they needed, but they cannot lose any members here. Oh my gosh, they're so low on health, and that Punisher does so much damage.
Jazz has like 2 hit points. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is kind of scary right now. Okay, they have to do something. They are getting pushed on all fronts here. Only a fraction, a tiny little fraction of their last keep's HP is still there. They have to do all they can to stay alive here.
That keep has 300 hit points. Like, a level 1 ability can knock that keep over.
Yeah.
And the unfortunate thing here is that they got the kills. They got, a substantial catch-up in terms of experience. They're going to be level 16 momentarily. But they really can't do anything macro-wise on the board beside de-push the lanes. They can't get out there. They can't target the structures of USC. And they're kind of pinned in their own yard here as USC continues to march across the map. And, somebody
regroup, yeah.
sneezes on that top keep and it falls over.
Yeah, so USC is doing the safe thing and just getting Merc camps in the lanes that matter, the 2 lanes without keeps, and bottom's actually going to be undefended here, with the minions at the core. So
probably Tassadar backing up. No, the whole entirety of High Council does decide to back up a little bit and deal with this. I mean, I feel like you have to. Bot lane is definitely the most pushed lane. It's the most dangerous lane at the moment here. And USC is just running around. They're going to keep capping these mercs. They're going to keep getting work done here in the macro game. They've been just dominating this entire game.
Yeah, so High Council really has to just wait for the next shrine, which is right about to pop right now, because all of the ults are up. Everyone has to be, on point, and if they can win this team fight, there's a chance. This is make or break for High Council here.
I'd love to see USC actually nudge forward a bit, poke that keep down, and then take the shrine. Getting just a little extra pressure during the actual shrine phase. But here we go. Ults up for everybody as fun is used on Malfurion. He is stunned and has to pop Twilight Dream to survive. It looks like Mosh Pit was interrupted as the team fights are actually falling apart for USC. It's a 3-for-0 as Soul Reaper has to actually pop oh my goodness, Metamorphosis to survive, makes it out with 90 hit points. But the core is being threatened. The core is being pressured. The top keep did go down for High Council. So USC kind of falling behind in the team fight stage of the game here at the end. But that early lead they've established for themselves is so oppressive here that it's going to require a lot of heavy lifting from High Council to dig themselves out of this hole.
Yeah, so they do have Sonya, and they are correct in leaving Sonya and Ariel behind here, basically sustaining through this wave clear. And Illidan is very smart to not engage in any of this. The map is entirely colored, so no Merc camps.
They still have a wall in the bot lane. Like, this is still like a best case scenario for USC. Like, they can pull the Punisher over. They can afford to nuke it down. This Punisher is going to get 0 value in the long term for High Council. And it's basically just giving them a breath of air, a moment to catch their breath and catch up with USC. The Punisher already low. Does manage to get a good hop onto Malfurion. A magnificent follow-up with Rain of Vengeance and the taunt from Varian does secure the pair of kills. ETC and Malfurion both dead. And I think, was that another interrupted Twilight Dream? It was.
Yep.
That's like the 5th interrupted Twilight Dream from in terms of tonight. And they've got to be wondering, is it the Malfurion pick? They're just not getting value out of that ult in almost every team fight.
Yeah. So, oh boy, with Tassadar back at base, they have to be very careful here. They just barely managed to get the Mercs here before. Mainly a denial. I think that was more of a denial Merc camp than anything else, because every Merc camp that USC picks up is a little bit more, more resources they have to dedicate to going back and cleaning that up. So they're doing a great job of just picking up all of the Merc camps, and that's really the way to do it. There is a chance that High Council can come back if they have to win another team fight.
Well, they've got the edge in terms of XP. They actually have completely reversed the XP situation, gaining a 2-level lead over USC, including that critical level 20 talent that wins games so often.
Absolutely.
So the members of USC, here's the issue. Their lanes are pushed all the way up. They have no means of really efficiently obtaining XP, and it is Illidan who is caught and blown up by that just devastating Varian charge and Sonya follow-up. But you've got catapults on the core.
Oh my gosh.
There's 6 catapults on the core.
Oh,
Holy
so many
smokes.
catapults on the core.
There's so much damage. Oh my god. It did 50% damage before any members of High Council could get there.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, at 18 minutes here, with a 50-second death timer out of Illidan, the core was still taken down to 50%. Oh my gosh, that is just crazy. The amount of pressure that High Council is fighting against. I mean, they are just.
Now is do you just go for it?
Yeah, the core is susceptible to a rush right now. 43% with.
With Illidan on your team.
When Illidan comes back up, you damn well be. They are hiding.
Doing it.
Look at
They're
that.
doing it, man.
They're hiding.
They're gonna wait for them to pop the altar. They know they're there. There they go. Here
Oh,
we go.
there's the bees.
Let's
There's the
do it,
bees.
kids.
Everyone has to go back. Everyone has to go back. Nope. They're not. They're only two. Only two went back.
It's a throw.
No. Oh.
Or is it?
Or is it Hilarious core?
Are we getting it? Oh my goodness. 6%.
3%. Oh my God, that shield! Oh no, and Illidan! Illidan! Oh my gosh! Oh!
Catapults!
Oh my God!
Catapults! They're attacking heroes! What is going on?
What is going? Oh my God! What a crazy turn of events so far. Oh my gosh. Okay, so 2% core. That means that the core is like desperate right now. I mean, like, look at that. Just there's so little HP on the core.
I can't believe that just happened.
But the death timers. I mean, there's like 20 seconds left here.
And it's not enough.
It's not enough. No.
It's not enough.
Had they turned
USC is still going to be back up. They're going to be back up in time to defend the bot keep. You see High Council kind of realize this, and you know,
and they're going to dive it again. You know what? They might as well.
You have to. You have to. Just wait. All you have to do is chill. You chill. You wait till you see one minion go up, one minion tick up. Oh, they killed one minion at the altar, at the shrine. Then you just pain.
Yeah, this is really scary because right now it is High Council is grasping for air. They're like treading water, and USC is getting chased by a shark. I mean, it's like who will win?
They
Who
are the shark, man. They
Yeah,
are
but-
the shark.
but yeah,
you
but-
swim too far out into the ocean,
Oh!
USC will just get you.
And-
But speaking of going too far, in terms of finally gets off that Twilight Dream they've been looking for, but they do get blown up. Oh my God, Ming Li, cheese, Viridian going in deep. So is Illidan. Illidan is going in, and members of High Council realizing this are backing now. Like, this is the threat that is going to be constantly applied. Anytime you are potentially down in a team fight, you just throw Illidan on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
Suddenly, your whole team has to panic, your whole team has to be and back, and you can afford to reassert yourself, you know, in like the middle of the map.
Yeah, I'm surprised USC hasn't gone for 20s. Like USC is still at 19.
They can't. The lanes are pushed too far.
Oh, that's
forward.
true.
They
That-
can't
yeah.
get to that side of the map.
That's true.
They really can't do it.
Yeah, so this is actually a bit of a like catch-22 for USC here. Oh no! And Illidan has to pop his metamorphosis just to escape. Wow. But they're sniffing it. They're sniffing.
They're backing again. They have to back again
No,
every
no.
time. It's great. It's ridiculous. I love it.
This
Like-
may be the longest objective fight this entire that I've ever seen. This objective has been
The
sitting there.
longest single shrine that has ever happened.
Yeah. This is like chess. It's just
It really is. Like, if USC has got to find the sweet spot between pressuring the core and getting that objective. All they have to do is get the objective. If Illidan and Sylvanas cap it right now, the game is literally over.
yeah. And
Actually, the game may literally be over as soon as this Khazra camp gets a bottom.
oh
maybe?
God, Sonia, what are you doing? Okay. Oh, I was watching. No, Sonia, no, Mercs, please. Okay. Oh no, the Khazra.
Oh, he's poking away at it.
Yep.
He's throwing that spear. And I mean, unless like a miracle happens, that may actually just be
No,
it.
this is the end of the game here.
Yeah,
this.
Soul Reaper is hustling away. All he has to do is survive. We see two members of USC approaching from the bot lane, and they are going to clean this up potentially before the Punisher shows up. High Council scrapping it out and almost coming back in the late game is in the end handicapped by that early game Sylvanas pressure. Dude, That was awesome.
Wow. What a game.
Holy smokes.
Oh my gosh. All right, so that was a win for USC.
Lordy.
And that is only game 2 of a best of 3.
I needs me a cigarette after that one.
Oh my gosh. Alrighty.
Like, look at the kill differential, 21-10. The late game team fights for High Council were so good once they finally made it to a reasonable talent, a talent tier, next to USC. But that early game from USC, they punished that early Varian so aggressively. It was just crazy to watch. Oh man.
That was exciting. In a word.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get the next game set up here with getting all the teams set up.
Like, once again, High Council, their team fighting is so crisp. Like, watching the Varians set up and execute kills. They caught Malfurion a number of times. They caught Illidan a number of times, where it was just like, either just 100-0 lockdown, or something close to it. Illidan requiring to pop Metamorphosis multiple times, actually, to just survive encounters. Ooh, boy. Ooh. Oh, boy. And there it is. Game number 3, the deciding match point game is going to be on Sky Temples, one of our favorites. And let's talk about this map now. So we're gonna see Cho'Gall, right?
Or are we gonna see Cheese? I mean, we could legitimately see Tyrael Morales Cheese, right?
Holy smokes, that is an actual thing on this map. Oh god.
I mean, I hope not, but
it is 100% a thing on this map. I don't think we'll see it.
No,
but
there should be enough respect from both teams at this point.
But you will hear noises from me if that actually starts shaping up to be that way.
Well, I mean, you would be able to read it. I would hope. I mean, with Tyrael, with Morales, with Illidan, who else is on that Cheese? Basically anything that Sylvanas. Sylvanas is
Rainer's in on it. Yeah, I think the Cheese is Zeratul, Tyrael, Rainer, Medic, and I'm trying to think of the 5th. I can't remember the 5th. My brain is
Sylvanas?
Is slipping. It might be Sylvanas. I think it is.
All right, who did I miss? With
Lord have mercy, that last game.
Yeah. So Viridian really dropping a lot of damage onto the opposite team, taking advantage of the resets. But later on, they were not able to take advantage of those resets. They kept getting caught out.
The HP scaling really, working against Li Ming there. As the Tassadar shields got better, as the Varian HP got better. I mean, Varian getting a humongous amount of HP by taking Taunt at level 10. The resets became harder and harder to get for Viridian, but that first 10 levels for USC were basically a masterclass on how to run the map when you have Sylvanas. Like, just putting the boot down on the throat of High Council the entire early game. Devastating to watch.
Absolutely. Whew. All right. Well, since this this series has been running long, let's get right into it.
Lordy.
Let's get right into it here. I didn't double check who was banned first, and I think I did it right. Okay, good. Whew. Yes. Alrighty. Sky Temple Globals.
Globals are a big deal. Defensive heroes are a big deal. Any hero that can help with the boss control is a big deal. So Falstad usually gets a lot of leverage on this map. Tyrael gets a lot of leverage on this map. ETC may also be handy. We see Dahaka banned. We talked about
globals as being a big deal. Dahaka has been consistently banned throughout this entire series, so both teams just not wanting to deal with that, and it's great to see. Now the question is, they've got to get rid of Ragnaros. Okay, good.
Great.
I was about to say, dude, Ragnaros is just so friggin' good on this map.
Yeah.
So terrifyingly good overall, not just on this map, but oh boy, new type predictions, 100% on the money.
All right, so what do you see? Brightwing? Is Brightwing still good? Are we?
I don't think they're picking Brightwing.
Oh, they're gonna pick.
Perfection
they're gonna take,
picks Mouth away from in terms of.
Okay.
So they're forcing in terms of to a different pick. He's had Mouth the last 2 games. The question is, where does USC go from here?
My question is, what are they pairing with Malfurion? Because right now they've picked Malfurion. That means that they're gonna pick some follow up.
Give me Dibbles.
Oh my God! Don't give me that. I want that. I want that so bad. I want.
Show me. I mean.
Oh!
There it is.
It's a denial. Because I mean, you don't usually pick Dibbles that early.
I think I think you might be right.
That's a denial pick.
I think you're correct. I'm wondering if High Council will try for the taunt variant again. We see Tychus and Zeratul picked up.
Okay.
So Sauray, who absolutely dominated game 1 with Zeratul once again on that hero. So we'll have to see what Jazz decides to pick up in the tank role with Grugral on the flex. But woo lad, that was I didn't know what to expect there.
All right, so bans here.
In terms of gets Tassadar, we see Muradin banned, but who is getting paired with that Tassadar? Is Soul Reaper going to be running Illidan again?
Oh, that was a scary Illidan.
He was actually quite good, yeah.
I don't think it's necessary on this map. Illidan would actually be a little bit of a detriment, because you're not really you're not attacking the forts and the stuff and buildings. You're letting the objective do it.
Yeah, the question for these fights is just how long can you make how long can you control that area? Vala is banned to prevent that Tassadar Vala synergy, and Ariel is still on the table, so you want to prevent the trifecta. They do not want to give over the Exodia comp.
Oh, yep.
So who else is going to get paired with Tassadar?
I don't know, man.
I don't think you can do Tracer here.
Zarya?
Tychus.
Zarya
could be fun. Pairing up with Diablo could do a lot of damage, but
you need divers. You need divers with Diablo. So, or you could not.
And Jaina.
Or you could not have any divers. Never mind.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if their last pick is like a lock, like if their last pick can just shut somebody down,
like
the
Greyman?
Diablo engage. Well, not Greyman. I mean like a stun. Somebody with CC.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they need a support still. That's going to be a problem.
Solo support Tassadar is doable.
It's doable, but you don't want to do it in this situation in game 3, where the damage that's going to be heaped on the Diablo is going to be gigantic. False stab we mentioned early in this draft is being dangerous, and Grugral respecting that danger, and we see Jazz picking up ETC again. We saw this Zeratul ETC combo come out from Sauray and Jazz in game 1, and they get to do it again.
Yeah. That ETC is going to be scary, man.
It's going to be super scary.
They still managed to come out with 2 globals with Falstad and ETC. I don't predict a Mosh. I do not.
I don't either. As useful as Mosh is on denying boss, I feel like Stage Dive is just as beneficial at denying boss.
So here's the big question.
Do they have though? They don't have any.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, geez.
They have none. Never mind.
Well,
Jazz
no, APOC. APOC is a.
APOC can do it. You're correct. Actually, you're 100% right. But like, what's the likelihood of him not catching Diablo on the front line? That's really low. Who else? There's got to be something. I'm just looking. No, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
All right. Well,
all right.
Getting into the final game of of this series.
Tonight's final game. Yeah, get that hype going.
I'm reading that Norse, man. Yeah, let's get that hype going. In the blue corner here on the left-hand side, playing for Team High Council in match point, we got Sauray on Zeratul, Jazz on ETC, Perfection on Malfurion, Grugral on Falstad, and Wax on Tychus. And in the on the red hand corner, playing for USC, looking to continue that drive from last game. We've got, in terms of on Tassadar, Soul Reaper on the Karazim, Tom on Jaina, Apocalypse on Lunara, and Viridian on the Diablo. That's quite a role change up from the last game, with the Li Ming player now playing Diablo. What do you think about that, Sin?
That's interesting. I wouldn't have pegged Viridian to be a Diablo player, but hey, you know what? Maybe they're a Diablo player. Maybe they're a Diablo 3 fan, and they just play all the... Here, I don't know.
They play all the things. Yes.
They play all the things.
Well, in terms of already showing that the Tassadar pick is going to be going to give them buku benefits here, with Oracle able to reveal the Zeratul on the enemy team, help minimize the chance of those flanks, and try and keep Sauray in check after that dominant first game that they had.
Yep. And speaking of, there is a
oh, it's
wow.
sneaky.
Apocalypse, being very careful with that Zeratul on the field, not revealing at all, and Wax actually getting pushed back a little bit with that.
Big rumble in top lane. Jazz gets a big power slide, and they do catch Jaina as a result. And the massacre ain't finished, as Soul Reaper is going to go down as well. Nice advantage for High Council here in the early games. Coming off of that great 3-man power slide from Jazz.
Yeah, and Grugral coming up using the global, Falstad's fly, and just coming up and joining the fight immediately. No delay there, and really catching that last death there. And Viridian taking a lot of damage here and going down to not be able to respond here. And they're going to have to retreat. They're not going to be able to fight over this mid temple anymore, although they're still trying. Wow, Soul Reaper actually putting in an effort to invade, but just not catching any of the shots from mid. And they're going to rotate up to top, they being High Council. But they got to be careful here. The entire team is here for both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be a Royal Rumble in top lane here, with about half the shots still remaining, slightly more than half the shots still remaining. Wax is picked up by Viridian, bench pressed, but no further damage. Jaina's really overextended and is caught there in the midst of that rumble. Jazz getting the power slide and confirming the kill there.
Yeah, Grugal's doing a great job of flanking.
Yeah, USC is going to have to back out yet again. I mean, Jaina's been caught, is that third time now? Just twice. Twice now by that ETC power slide, and has got to be cautious with the positioning going forward, or this is going to be one short game for USC.
Yeah, so all the shots going to High Council on the first tempo phase here. That was actually kind of a long tempo phase, relatively speaking.
It really was. Most times, when you read like map guides, like how to play Sky Temple, it says around the 4-minute and 30-second mark, you want to take the Merc camp, the Bruiser camp, to maximize your lane push. That's because, the third temple in bot lane is about 2 minutes after when you finish the first phase. The first phase just finished right now at 3 minutes 50 seconds. So the next phase is not going to be kicking in for another 2 minutes. So probably not until around the 6-minute mark will we see the next phase.
Yep, and Viridian a little far in there, but the rest of the team coming back to support him. And no problems there. And it's a 4-on-4 on bottom already. I mean, this is a pretty early control of the bottom lane, or a pretty early fight over the control of the bottom lane here. And it looks like USC is going to hold it for now, but High Council is ahead on the XP.
And we do see High Council move to their bruiser camp. They're going to start that up and probably cap it around the 30-second mark, or have it active around the 30-second mark, as you really want those bruisers pushing while the bottom temple is active, forcing your opposing team to split their attention between the bottom temple and the top lane. Both teams grabbing those right now, and top fort in shambles for USC. There it is, 13 seconds. So Temple's going to be popping just around the 5-minute and 40-second mark. So boom, there we go. 2 minutes. There's your knowledge right there. And
dropping those knowledge bombs.
I'm a simple man.
But Falstad is going to actually work to High Council's advantage, clearing the lane in favor of High Council in top, and then joining the fight in bottom. So
yeah, this is classic Falstad play. Really delaying their rotation, getting the most that they can out of their lane, and then flying to the required position. So here comes Falstad down to bot lane, and expect High Council to really put the pressure on and try and get level 10 here. They get a nice root on Viridian, and in terms of have to pop the mental shit to survive, Viridian is brought down. Level 10 moments away for High Council, and they're going to continue to pressure, get that level 10 advantage, and get another kill on Karazin. Things going well in favor of High Council here, as USC is really spinning their tires, trying to get some traction in this matchup. Now they're almost 2 levels behind High Council.
Yeah, that Merc camp at top doing its job, and they're going to actually pick up boss here in mid.
This is exactly what you got to do.
Yeah.
You have the level 10 advantage. There's nothing they can do about it. They have no boss control, USC being. High Council with all the boss control. They have Void Prison. They have Mighty Gust. They have Mighty Gust. They've got it all. They have everything they need to confirm those bosses.
So
and of course they have Mosh, because like as we mentioned earlier, there's no interrupts for USC. It's a big hole in their game plan right now.
Yeah, so they're going to capitalize on this boss here and just really put the score in their favor. They're going to do what USC did to them last game and just really pressure as much as they can early on. 10's picked up for USC here.
Seen Divine Palm out of the Karazin.
Yeah,
that's a gutsy play there.
Yeah, and Wall picked up for Tassadar. So Wall's not a surprise. The Palm is a little bit of a surprise, but all in all, the APOC picked up to have a chance of interrupting the Mosh. So, High Council really doing a good job of just taking everything they can get with their advantage. Viridian, oh my gosh, picking up Saray and forcing a Void Prison out of them.
Here comes the Mosh Pit. Oh my god, I thought... they do catch Karazim. That is going to be a kill as a result of that. Perfection with the follow-up. And it is going to be a 2-for-1 actually in favor of USC so far here, as Mighty Gust is used to disengage the fight in terms of getting a great force wall in there, catching Grugal and Jazz. Jazz is flipped by Diablo, but no kills so far, as Apocalypse is giving chase, trying to pick up Perfection, and may do so, but no, the heal from Perfection enough to counteract the dot does keep the Malfurion alive for High Council in this temple phase. So USC getting that traction we talked about that they desperately needed, as both teams, oh my goodness, great palm keeping Apocalypse alive, but will it be enough in the long term here?
Oh, nope.
It is not, as Lunara is finally felled by Sauray.
So what looked like a disadvantage for High Council is now turning into an advantage with all 5 members of their team up, while no attempts at picking up the bottom objective comes out of the side of USC here.
And that's the last fort down for USC, so it's got to be all hands on deck from here on out as the keeps start taking damage. High Council in a commanding lead with their level 13 talents. Level 12 barely in hand for USC, so they're almost 2 levels behind. And USC actually pressuring forward here, stealing a couple shots from the bot lane, but Jazz dangerously close power sliding in with just 8 seconds left on that mosh pit. A fantastic Void Prison, isolating critical members of USC, allowing
oh my gosh,
the High Council to finish off Karazim, and a great gust from Grugral helps continue this team fight, much to USC's dismay, and that's 3 for 1 in favor of High Council.
Ooh, that was a great play. Even though the 4-man ice ring of ice there for Jaina came out, it was all for naught because there was just no follow up on that.
It just wasn't there. Unfortunately, Karazim had already fallen. The members were kind of in retreat, and High Council now moving to the aggressive Bruisers, looking to take the top lane even further. And I mean, at this point, you just keep the lanes pushed. You keep the macro of the map up. We're seeing pings on the siege camps at bot lane.
You know, one thing that you're seeing out of ETC is Diablo holding APOC for Mosh. That's actually a big benefit for High Council.
I mean, they need a miracle on that one because they do not have cleanse, so you can't bail somebody out if they do get mosh. So if Diablo gets caught in the mosh pit, it will be all for naught for USC.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like that ring of ice was actually perfect for APOC, but he held it because mosh pit was still, the danger of mosh pit was there. My point being that it basically nullifies Diablo's ult. Like, Diablo can't use his ult.
Yeah, the threat of it's just too big.
So, a great strategy coming out of ETC, really, just denying the use of a Diablo ult, which is actually one of the very, I mean, you know.
It's an impactful ult.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is interesting. High Council, oh, what a Void Prison. Sour Ray with the play of the game right there, getting a great Void Prison. Ring of Frost and Mosh Pit were used, and it is a kill for High Council. It is a Royal Rumble here at boss as Divine Palm is popped on Tom and is procced on Tom. Tom pushing forward, maybe a little too dangerous, a little too aggressively here.
Yeah.
May get caught by Zeratul, and they are.
Oh, that's
down into the abyss goes Jaina.
That's a big pickup for High Council. Jaina does a ton of damage on against the boss. It's like a lot of their it would be a lot of their defense here, and they are going to suffer a lot more damage on the keep as a result.
I don't think they'll lose it from the boss itself, but the 2 shots coming from the 2 active temples are likely going to confirm a keep during this phase. At least 1 keep.
Yeah. So, had Tom been able to survive this, they would have been able to perhaps keep a little bit more health on the bottom keep. However, it may not matter, frankly.
And middle keep falls for USC, and top keep is taking damage onto its auxiliary structures, now taking damage itself. And High Council just monopolizing the shots in this game with that boss control that they have. They've really made an impact on this map when the boss has been up, and I would expect them to do it again in 3 minutes if this map is still going on.
Great wall to disengage there. That was a dangerous retreat, and without that wall, there may have been a power slide into a pickup for High Council, especially with the 16s. I mean, 16s not picked up yet for USC. They cannot be taking a fight until they get their 16s here.
They can't. And High Council just going to continue the Merc pressure. And they've got a Bruiser camp pushing top. They're going to have a Siege camp pushing bottom momentarily. And, you know, USC really sort of in the hole here, trying to dig themselves out.
So they're actually going to push forward here with their siege giants. That's an
No
interesting...
reason not to. Might as well confirm this keep.
And confirm they might. They very well might here. Although Grugal taking a lot of damage
What a
here.
mosh pit! And they catch Diablo. Exactly who they needed. Expect a Twilight Dream. Yep, there it is.
There's the APOC now dropping because they can. And the Void Prison really just denying Lunara the ability to escape while the rest of the team, recovers from that. And this is... GG is called.
That's going to be it, I think.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40-second death timers against a 5-man group. High Council taking it away in Game 3 here, following a scrappy Game 2 from USC. And they are going to go up 2-0 in their season rankings, with USC falling to 1-1.
Whew. What a series. What a series. Holy
That was a really
crap.
fun one.
Yeah.
The level of play coming out of High Council and USC, really, really top tier. We saw combinations. We saw, clever hero picks. We saw desperation hero picks. All around, just very, very solid play from both teams. I loved the level of coordination with High Council. Sauray with Zeratul was absolutely critical. I called the one Void Prison play of the game. I mean, it was a 4-man Void Prison that denied any sort of team fight around that boss. Let them get that boss for free, and then immediately just turn around and get the 2 towers, confirming their first keep, and eventually giving them the opportunity to push the whole game, push the whole map. It was really, really solid play there. I feel like if you're another team, maybe you're next week's team playing against High Council and you're watching the VODs, I feel like you got to work on your Zeratul counters, and you might want to consider banning them, because that Sauray is coming for you, man.
Yeah, and the Falstad pickup being pretty instrumental in terms of just holding the lanes, holding the pushing every advantage, getting that early XP, and being able to hold it very effectively. That was well done coming out of Falstad. And what else? I think the fact that they were missing Mosh Interrupt, I think that was perhaps the oversight that USC had. Had they found a hero with an interrupt of some sort for the mosh pit, this may have been a different game. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. There were a number of mosh pits that were critical to winning. Jazz put themselves in the in position to get those mosh pits, and USC had no answer to them, except for Diablo. And as we mentioned numerous times, you don't want the first guy that gets hit by the power slide to be the only guy with an interrupt.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's just, unfortunate. They didn't have cleanse on Tassadar, they didn't have cleanse on Karazim, and it was just sort of the hole in the armor of USC that High Council found and exploited. So good on them, either in the draft or in the talent selection phase of the game, to notice that and make that happen.
Yeah. With Malfurion picked up and Malfurion picked up first pick. Do you think Cleanse? Why? Do you think Cleanse should have been picked up by Karazim?
Karazim doesn't have cleanse
at 7.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
They took that out of him during his last rework.
My bad.
He has a charge. I think at level. People very rarely take it. I'm trying to remember if it's 13 or 16, but he charges you and you're cleansed on impact. Okay. So it's not really beneficial
against a mosh pit.
Yeah, I haven't played as Karazim for a very long time, so yeah, my apologies there. I I thought he had a cleanse at 7, and obviously I'm a patch or 2 behind here, or 3. But
All
wow,
right.
yeah, crazy games tonight, and that game 2.
How good was game 2 though? That game 2 was so much fun to watch.
Oh my gosh, that was back and forth. The chess.
I thought they had totally. I thought you're like, oh, they've got this. They're gonna bum rush the core. It was down to 2%. I thought, oh my god, they've botched it. You know, High Council's gonna run across the map, and then they realized they couldn't. And then I thought USC was gonna botch it again because they were back and forth. They were sending one person over to the core, but oh no, 2 people came back, and oh, that game 2 was so much fun to watch.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
that was a new favorite of mine so far here in Chair League. So,
Ooh, well.
any last words here, mate?
Well, if you liked what you saw tonight, don't forget to follow us on twitch.tv/synthparadox, or on the Chair League site as well. You know, I'm Synth Paradox. This is New Type with me here, and
Yep.
And looking forward to more of season 4 of Chair League.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, y'all.